The Bible keynotes for today. Exodus chapter 14. We read about crossing the Red Sea. Pharaoh pursues the Israelites with his army. The Israelites are terrified, but Moses reassures them that God will fight for them. So God parts the Red Sea and the Israelites cross on dry ground. So when the Egyptians follow, the waters return and drown them. So the crossing of the Red Sea symbolizes God's deliverance from bondage and his ability to save his people from seemingly insurmountable obstacles. When we read this, we truly think, what can not God do? When he can part the Red Sea, he can do anything and everything in our lives too. Exodus chapter 15. We heard about the song of Moses. The Israelites sing a song of triumph, praising God for delivering them. Miriam, Moses' sister, she leads the women in dancing and singing and praising God. It's a call for all the women, girl children on call. We gather women, we can rock, we can do so many things. When we read about Miriam, we can truly bring people closer to God. She played and she praised God, and all the women joined her. So it's a call for us women. People grumble when they find the water at Mara bitter. God shows Moses a tree that makes the water sweet. Israel's first encounter with the challenge almost immediately after crossing the Red Sea, the bitter waters of Mara. It was the intention of God to test Israel's trust and commitment to Him by His experience. In a similar fashion, the Lord will test every confession of love expressed by us. There are three powerful lessons for us we can learn from this Mara experience. The concept of a test of true love, trust, and commitment to the Lord. Secondly, the role of redemption in our life. And the last one, the covenant of divine healing established by God for Israel and we children of God even today. Exodus chapter 16, we heard about manna and quail. As the Israelites continue through the wilderness, they grumble due to hunger. They get hungry and they start grumbling. God responds by providing them with manna, a bread-like substance, and quail. Even in the midst of despair and complaint, God's grace abounds, showing us His miraculous power. Moses instructs them to gather only what they need for each day, and on the sixth day, they should gather enough for the Sabbath, on which they should not work. They should rest on Sabbath. Exodus chapter 17, we heard about water from the rock. The Israelites are again in distress, this time due to lack of water. Now they got food, next they don't have water, so they start grumbling. So they quarrel with Moses, who cries out to God. God instructs Moses to strike a rock with the staff, from which water flows. So additionally, the Israelites fight against the Amalekites and win with the help of God. The miraculous provision of water and the victory over the Amalekites remind us of the power of obedience, prayer, and God's promise. In this chapter, we also heard Moses raises his hands in praise, and when he raised his hands, they won the battle. When his hands go down, the Amalekites won the battle. So often we have this doubt, how do we praise God? So when we come out of our comfort zone, come closer to God, raise your hands and worship God, truly you can see your battles being won in your own lives. Chapter 18, Exodus, Jethro's advice. Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, visits Moses and is amazed by what God has done for the Israelites. He offers sacrifices to God. He thanks God. He is very happy. Also, we see Moses is overwhelmed with settling disputes among the people. Jethro sees Moses so busy morning till night working. So he suggests appointing other trustworthy individuals to share the load, leaving only the most difficult cases for Moses. A lesson from this chapter: Moses, prophet, God's man, such a big man. He takes the advice of Jethro and he does as he did, and we see Moses' humility. So we are reminded we need to take the wisdom, the advice given from the wise people and to put it in practice. However great we may think we are, we got to be humble just like Moses. Exodus chapter 18, Bible keynotes finished for today, completed. The questions for today. Exodus 14:2. Where did the Lord tell Moses to camp? Today's family, you have the Bible open. You can answer.
Tell the Israelites to turn back and camp in front of Pi-Hahiroth between Migdol and the Red Sea near Baal-Zephon.
Correct. Exodus 14:3. Why did the Lord lead them in this route?
The king will think that the Israelites are wandering about in the country and are close in by the desert.
Correct. Exodus 14:12. What was better than death in the desert?
Didn't we tell you before we left that this would happen? We told you to leave us alone and let us go on being slaves of the Egyptians. It would been better to be slaves than to die here in the desert.
Correct. Exodus 14:21. What did the Lord use to divide the sea?
Moses held out his hand over the sea, and the Lord drove the sea back with a strong east wind. It blew all night and turned the sea into dry land. The water was divided.
Correct. Exodus 14:27. When did the sea return to its place?
So Moses held out his hand over the sea, and at daybreak the water returned to its normal level. The Egyptians tried to escape from the water, but the Lord threw them into the sea.
Correct. Exodus 15:1. Who is recorded as singing song?
Then Moses and the Israelites sang this song to the Lord. I will sing to the Lord because he had won a glorious victory. He had thrown the horses and their riders into the sea.
Correct. Moses and the people of Israel. There was also a woman who sang praises to God. What is the name of that woman? Miriam is right. Last question for the day. Exodus 15:11. What attributes do they give the Lord?
Lord, who among the gods is like you?
Majestic in holiness, awesome and glorious deeds, doing wonders. So they praise God that way. So awesome God we're worshipping. So thank you all so much for joining, proclaiming, praying, answering. God bless. Take care. Good night. Thank you, baby. Thanks to all the families.